In today's video, we will be covering the 4 must-visit breakfast spots in the Smokies. First, we are going to start with Brick and Spoon. This might be the least known of the 4 we're going to talk about. It has indoor and outdoor seating. The outdoor seating is pet-friendly. You don't find many places like this in the Smokies. To start with, the beignets. The beignets were popular online reviews and they were popular with us. They are just pillows of dough with powdered sugar all over them. These were life-changing. The warm dough just covered in sugar and just the amazing taste and the flavor. Anything for breakfast that comes out with caked in icing or sugar and that's delivered to you warmly. And then this stuffed French toast was another item we tried. The stuffed French toast was fine. We've had better at other places. Not a bad option. Mountain chick was another platter we tried. This was a biscuit split open with 2 chicken breasts, sunny side up egg, sausage and gravy, and then on top, to finish everything off, it is drizzled with hot honey. Anything drizzled with hot honey just adds to it. It just makes the flavor jump out to you. Pizza, breakfast, we'd never had breakfast like this with hot honey on top. It was so flavorful between the salt, the pepper that was in the gravy that was on top of the biscuits. The biscuits themselves were buttery and salty, just the way everything should be. But the hot honey was what just pulled it all together. This was one dish we would recommend to you. If you go to Brick and Spoon and can pick one dish, get the mountain chick. Like I said, it's a biscuit with chicken on top, gravy, you got an egg, hot honey, there was cheese. What else could you ask for? So we would recommend Brick and Spoon and try the mountain chick. Moving on to our second restaurant, Paula Deen's. Some people might think Paula Deen's because you get family style. Maybe it's not for you. You do get to pick 2 or 3 entrees. So we went with the 2 entree breakfast. We got ooey gooey pancakes. As you can see in the video, the pancakes are normal side pancakes. They are just slathered. They are buried in icing. So if sweets are your thing for breakfast, that is the way you want to go. Paula Deen's, get some ooey gooey pancakes. Then we got the breakfast casserole, which had some standard casserole, had some had eggs and potatoes and cheese in it. It had some spices, a little bit of seasoning. It was fine. The Millionaire Bacon. This was amazing. The Millionaire Bacon was rolled in maple syrup and then it was encrusted in brown sugar. We'd had Millionaire Bacon at other places, other chain restaurants. This was some of the best Millionaire Bacon we had had. And then the biscuits and gravy. I mean, as Paula Deen's, what can you say? If a Southerner cannot make biscuits and gravy, they probably shouldn't have a restaurant. I'm not a huge biscuit, and I love biscuits, but the gravy part, I'm just not a huge gravy person. This place, I like the biscuits and the gravy. The biscuits just fall apart. When I go to get a biscuit, I look for a biscuit that's a good size, like a large, extra huge portion, but I want it soft and flaky, and that is hard to do. But I also want it buttery, just a little butter melted into it. I don't want to have to put anything on it. I don't mind adding it, but a lot of times I'll pull the biscuit apart and just try one bite of it and be like, all right, this is a good biscuit. We got a good foundation to start with. So I would definitely recommend Paula Deen's. Yes, it is a little pricey. You get a lot of food. You can take your pancakes with you. If you want to take your ooey gooey item with you, you can, because they let you do the same thing with dinner or lunch. You can take your ooey gooey cake with you. So there is plenty of food. The service was great. Restaurant is clean. Like I said, the bacon is something else. Bacon, biscuits, and gravy, that's where it's at with Paula Deen's. The third restaurant we would recommend, which is Crockett's, which is located in Gatlinburg. We tried multiple items here. The first thing we started with is the fried cinnamon roll. And yes, it is as delicious as it sounds. Being fried made the cinnamon flavor a little stronger, and then it's just surrounded with a mountain of whipped cream. So the whipped cream added a little to it, but I think it just being fried, it just brought the cinnamon out. It just smacks you in the face with cinnamon. So if you're not the least bit of a fan of cinnamon, I would definitely not get this. Because some cinnamon rolls, once they put the icing on top, it's a lot of icing, kind of cancels out the cinnamon. Not this one. This is very cinnamon forward. It was delicious. It's as amazing as it looks in the video. Everything you would think a fried cinnamon roll would be, this was it. Then we got a breakfast quesadilla. Bacon, egg, and cheese in a quesadilla. Just for a change of pace, a little something different, it is fine. The biscuits and gravy, They were our least favorite thing. We've gotten biscuits there a couple times. Not the best place for biscuits. They're always a little dry. This time they were dry and kind of burnt. Even the gravy couldn't save it. I mean, if you got to put something on it, yeah, maybe some butter, honey, jam, something. But if you got to save your biscuit with gravy, it's just not worth it. Now, the one item, if you go into Crockett's, that you have to get, since we're mentioning one item at every restaurant, the stuffed French toast. We had never had it until I tried it there. I thought the stuffed French toast was life-changing. Why is it life-changing? It comes out and the bread is practically hot, not just warm. The combination of warm peanut butter, warm jelly, just floating over the top of the bread, out of the bread, all over the plate. When it hits your taste buds, there's not a word that can describe it. The only thing I can tell you is you have to go to Crockett's and try it. After that, we have tried stuffed French toast quite a few other restaurants, 6 or 7 restaurants. We are on a stuffed French toast and breakfast tour, our biscuit tour for breakfast. Just trying to find the best biscuits in the South, any state, you name it. Through Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, the Midwest, wherever we travel to. We are trying to find the best biscuits and the best stuffed French toast. Crockett's French toast is the best we've had out of a dozen restaurants. So if you're in the Smokies, go to Gatlin. If you're in Gatlinburg, go to Crockett's. Sometimes it's an hour wait. It is worth it just to try the stuffed French toast. Moving on to our fourth and final, our favorite place. We go there every time we are in the Smokies, is Five Oaks. It is in Pigeon Forge, Sevierville. It is right on the line. It is actually owned by the same company that owns Crockett's. We started with a cinnamon roll. This thing is gigantic. 4 people could share this thing. It is amazingly soft just for being giant. It's probably the size of 3 Cinnabon cinnamon rolls. I mean, it is equal to 3 or 4 normal sized cinnamon rolls. And it is just covered in icing. As you can see in the video, it just doesn't have a little bit of icing on top. It doesn't have icing poured over it. It is like they put a gallon of icing on a gigantic cinnamon roll. And it is so soft. It's almost hard to cut because it just kind of tears apart. It comes out warm. The icing is room temperature, so you don't have to worry about burning yourself on that. But the cinnamon roll is giant and it is hot, so it warms up the icing itself. And to me, that makes a little bit of a difference because that way the icing's not hot. And you have got a pool of icing in the pan. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it is as amazing as it looks. And it's not as rich as you would think because of the type of icing they use is a thinner type of icing. It's not like a cake icing. Definitely recommend going to Five Oaks and trying the cinnamon roll. The Pitmaster casserole, that was even better than the cinnamon roll. So there is pulled pork. There is like 6 or 8 ounces of pulled pork in this giant cast iron plate. Then there's eggs, there's potatoes. It's just everything you'd have in a good breakfast thrown in a plate together with pulled pork. We'd never had pulled pork anywhere for breakfast. Maybe we're missing out, but this was one of the most amazing dishes we've ever had for breakfast. It is so flavorful. I mean, between all the seasoning and the pork and the potatoes and the eggs, and I mean, there's pepper, there's salt. Yeah, there's your standard seasoning. But you can taste everything. First, you taste the pork, then there's some potatoes, then there's some eggs. I would definitely recommend to anybody, if they like pork, long as you're not vegetarian, give it a shot. There is enough food for 2 people. The first time we got it, we took stuff with us. The next time, we just shared it. And the winner at this place is the biscuits. The biscuits are the best biscuits I have had anywhere, multiple states. They are giant. They're about as big as the cinnamon roll. They are so good, they serve them at night. They serve them all day long. You can get them with any dish throughout the day. They are just gigantic. The biggest biscuit I have gotten anywhere, and they are so soft. You can pull them apart. You don't need a knife. And they're buttery. They've got butter cooked into it. You can see it when it comes out and you pull them apart. Then the pancakes, as you can see in the video, we got pancakes. These pancakes are equal to probably 4 or 5 normal-sized pancakes from anywhere else. When we first got it, I was thinking, oh, these are going to be dried out. It almost looks like a small bundt cake or like a cake somewhere. And they were not. They are so fluffy and cooked just right. I mean, yeah, you got to put some syrup on it, but it's a good pancake. It's not burnt. Even a burnt, dried out pancake cannot be saved with syrup. I don't want to have to slather it in a pool of syrup just to save the pancake. So that's why we would recommend Crockett's. Everything there we really enjoyed. I mean, there's multiple items. The other three restaurants in here, they are good. This is not even taking it to great. This jumps up a couple notches to an excellent breakfast. Every time you go, kind of like Crockett's, you're going to wait 30 minutes to an hour, even in the off season. But it is well worth the wait. I mean, there's multiple things we'd recommend. The Pitmaster casserole, if you just want to share that, have an extra biscuit on the side, or if you just want to do a giant cinnamon roll and some biscuits. Generally, we just get something with some protein to break it up. But I mean, everything we have tried there has been outstanding. And like I said, the previous three restaurants, we had one item we'd recommend from each one. Five Oaks is well worth the wait. It's worth your money. The average entree, even for breakfast, is $16, $17. It is worth the wait. It's worth the money. It is worth the time you're going to invest in it. So we would highly recommend Five Oaks. Get a cinnamon roll, Pitmaster casserole, biscuits. You can't go wrong. So thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Hopefully this video will be informative for your next trip to the Smokies so you can have an excellent breakfast thanks to your tips from Adventures by the Miles.